I am Abiola Jackson. This is the Entertainment News and Celebrity Gossip TV for Friday, May the 23rd. In entertainment news, Drew Sidora did not hold back when discussing Porsha Williams. She thought that her performance this season on RHOA was lackluster. She wasn't impressed at all. And she goes into more details about that and much, much more. She has an interview with Carlos King in regards to this. Let's listen up, guys. This is Drew Sidora.
Would be for our families. I'm a mother. So no one was saying, and it wasn't braggadocious, but this is a blessing for all of us. You know what I mean? This is why I'm doing it. This music is bigger than me. And so that was the intention. And then when she said, well, I think her college has been paid for, I said, well, maybe whatever it can do, I feel like it's going to be able to do something. I'm not doing this to get back at Porsha. This has nothing to do with Porsha, actually. And I'm not doing it to be negative in any way. This is something I think can be a blessing.
When you saw that there's this narrative that you tried to solicit sex from Dennis, and you said something along the lines, allegedly, of you want to fuck Dennis, and Dennis said he's not trying to provide dick, he's trying to provide, tracks. I know sometimes in studio that goes hand in hand.
Listen.
I did work on Love and Hip Hop after all.
Well.
So I want to know, were you ever attracted to Dennis? Now,
Have you not seen my husband? I like a certain physique. I like biceps, not bellies. I really, no offense to Dennis.
Oh my God. Wow. I like biceps, but not bellies? Ooh. Oh boy. That's a low blow. That's a low blow right there. Jesus. Drew Sidora is definitely not holding back, man. She's just telling it like it is. Oh, Jesus. That's she threw some definite shade right there. That's some definite shade. God, oh boy. Whew. Let's continue. Wow.
But the physiques are different. That's what I'm saying. The physiques are definitely different. No? Yeah.
I'm not gonna get involved in
I'm just saying.
I like my physique.
If you know, you know. And if you see, you see. And if you know it's different, it's different. And so it's just unbelievable to me. It's like, are we believing this? And I don't think people are believing it. I don't think you're believing it. I don't think the fans are buying it. I think that Porsha was brought here to give a life and a story that she wasn't able to deliver. And so that is the reason my name is brought up in every scene, every episode, every moment, even in her confessionals. So that's just what we're seeing. And it's unfortunate because in my real life, I'm dealing with so much that when I come into this friend group, it's just so far from the truth. You hear the music. What we were doing was real. You see the fruits of our labor, and it wasn't easy, and it was a journey, and people really got behind it, and so much so, Porsha was a fan of the music before cameras went.
What do you mean?
She and I had a conversation, and she said this on, I want to say episode 1 and maybe episode 2. She definitely said we had a conversation. Dennis invited her to my birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Dennis be inviting you to my birthday party if you had no idea? So people gotta, and I think the fans are seeing it. The fans are really smart. Like I can say this season, the people see what it really is. And what it really is that Porsha and I had a conversation, and I told her about me working with Dennis. Let me back up, because when she was Mrs. Gubadia, I reached out to her multiple times. I texted her multiple times. I called her multiple times. And what I know now about Porsha is she's just not a girl's girl, and she's just not a good friend. So in my reaching out to her, she was busy off living her princess African life.
She basically saying that Portia's two-faced. She's a two-faced woman. She'll say one thing and then she'll go behind your back and talk behind your back. That's basically what Drew Sidora is saying in so many words. Let's continue.
And no one heard from Porsha. She wasn't showing up. She wasn't around us. We didn't see her. We saw her on Instagram. We saw the life on Instagram that she was putting out there. And so therefore, that's what it was. And so I didn't get any return phone calls. It was not reciprocated. It wasn't reciprocated. I'm reaching out. You're not reaching out to me. When she heard about the divorce, she never reached out to me. When I heard about her divorce, I immediately reached out to her. But at a certain point in time, and I have the text messages, where I was like, you need to call me, And she said, well, let's go to eat. I said, listen, she wanted to know, what are the new girls like? I don't know about the new girls. I don't know anything. But I need to see you. I need to talk to you. Oh, not you trying to bait me. Girl, I need to talk to you because I felt like it was something that was important to talk about. So she called me. We had a conversation. She's like, yeah, I know. I love the music. I love what you and Dennis are doing. We were in this studio, and Dennis will call her. Hey, girl. She knew what we were doing. She knew what we were working on. Dennis was like, she loves this track. She loves this track.
What's Porsha's favorite track on your album?
All of them, child. All of them, okay? She said it. She said the album is a hit. So she loves the project as a whole. Porsha called me because she apologized for not making it to my birthday party. And she said, come hang out with me and Yandy. Let's go out, girl. We need to talk and celebrate. We have so much to celebrate. We have so much to talk about with our divorces. And I was like, girl, I'm tired because my birthday party was a lot and I'm about to lay it down. And so...
Yeah, Porsha wants to hang out with her, but when they hang out and talk, it's all fake. It's going to be all fake. It's nothing authentic. There's nothing that comes across authentic when Porsha Williams is interacting with Sidora. It's not authentic. It's all fake. It's fake. She just want to talk to Drew just to kill time and just to shoot the breeze. That's it. Shoot the breeze. There's nothing authentic. Because like I said, just like Drew Sidora said, she's not a girl's girl. She just want to talk the fake talk just to talk the fake talk, if you know what I mean. Let's continue.
When I saw her at Shamea's birthday party, I'm like, let's do some shots. Like, what's up, girl? I was just so happy to see my girl. So when she came at me, that's why my mouth was open. And I didn't really...
I
was flabbergasted. I'm like, I was so confused because I'm like, we definitely talked a couple of times and we've already talked about this, because as a friend, I felt like it was important to do so. So the conversation happened. When it happened was on her terms, but it definitely happened. And there was no beef. There was no issue. There was no, we need to have a conversation. We need to have a sit down because I'm feeling away. It was none of that. So that's why I was taken aback. And I was just like, because this energy seemed to be for the camera.
When you are watching this season unfold, and obviously we did see Shamea's birthday party. We saw what happened in the first episode. And now we're seeing this destruction between Shamea and Porsha's friendship. I would like for you to clear the air on this as well. Angela Oakley, your Chi-Town sis. Don't you love Angela?
I love it. Oh my God. I tried to get Angela on a few seasons ago.
I tried to tell the girls that we were trying to get Angela. I don't know if it was season 3. I was watching it back. I'm like, I don't know if it was season 3, but maybe it was season 6.
Okay.
But we tried to get Angela. I would get calls about Angela Oakley.
Yeah.
I think it's when she first started dating Charles. And I think it was 2015. No,
that would be about right. Well,
yeah. But long story short, you tried to get her on. I remember us trying to get her on.
Yep.
But I digress.
She's here now.
She's here now. She's doing a great job. So Angela revealed that you, her, and Shamea had dinner one night, and that allegedly Shamea put out her pinky finger and said what exactly? What did she say?
We did all that. That's exactly what happened.
So all 3, so it was like...
It was given...
It was given Power Rangers?
Yes,
so it was given that, and then it was like Unite, activation.
It was activated, but Angela said she had her fingers crossed behind her back.
Because Angela don't trust no girls. I watched the show.
Listen, I pinky swear because Shamea and I have known each other, and I feel like we have grown to build what I would consider a friendship over the years. Angela, like, I don't know you. I just met you yesterday. So I love her energy. But Shamea and I have built a rapport and a friendship over the years. But it was like this wrestling with Shamea, is the best way I could put it into words. It was a wrestling. And we had a cocktail or two. And she felt vulnerable. And I feel like she felt comfortable. And she needed to get this out. And so she was like, I need us to pinky swear because what I'm about to tell you, I need to feel like I'm in a safe space. So we pinky sweared. I'm like, what's wrong, you know? And she went on to tell us that she felt like, you know, she needed to be real and address the issues that she has in her friendship with Porsha. She went on to say how she didn't want to come across as though now she's got a peach and she's here and now she's going to tear down her friend who helped her to get on the show. She didn't want the fans to come for her in that way to feel like she's ungrateful or a bad friend. So I can tell you she was considering the fans and the look of how it would come across. As we see now, she's talking, you know, because she's like, okay, I'm in a good place. But then she was just like, you know, this is Porsha's show. She's the HBIC, and I don't know if this is a good idea, but this is the real. And she went on to say that, you know, the friendship is not in the place that everyone thinks that it's in. She was hurt by the fact that Porsha didn't come to her wedding. She was hurt by the fact that Porsha did not ever congratulate her for getting a peach, nor ever take her out to celebrate her. I would never know this. I would never know this, and I never would have thought that that was the case because Instagram shows like this great, beautiful, you know, friendship. But there was a plethora of things that Shamea said that I feel like Shamea needs to vocalize, right? Because that's her story, that's her pain, that's her journey. But she had a lot to say about how she felt like Porsha was not a good friend to her and that she has been a very loyal friend to Porsha. And we only encouraged her because myself, and I've always told Angela.
You see what I mean? Porsha Williams, she's always she does that to I think to the majority of the cast members on RHOA. She basically, in my opinion, she befriends a lot of the cast members on RHOA. She befriends them a lot. Sidora, Angela Oakley, Shamea, all of them. She just befriends them. She'll pretend to be your friend, give you that fake energy, and then she'll turn around and purposely miss certain important events that the other cast members have. Like they mentioned a birthday. I mean, she mentioned she missed a birthday event, an anniversary event, or one of these events that she missed. See, that's not a real friend. A real friend will show up to a friend's event, no matter what. A real friend's not going to make excuses and not follow through to not attend the important friend's birthday party or what have you. So she's not really a real friend. She's not a real friend. She got all kind of excuses. That's not a real friend. That's why Sidora said early on, Porsha's not a girl's girl because she's not really interacting with the ladies as much. It's all fake. It's just fake. Everything's fake. It's nothing authentic and real, like I mentioned earlier. Let's continue.
Told Sonya and how I've lived on this show is speak your truth and just be you. Mm-hmm. And that's all I can say. And so we encourage Shamea to do that. And I think with us now knowing this and Angela speaking to Porsha, it was bound to come out. And it did. It came out.
Do you think Shamea is just tired of being the background singer in Porsha's life?
Yeah, I think that Shamea, first and foremost, is such a humble spirit.
She is.
Such a pure soul. I just love her. I just love who she is, and she's so dynamic, and she has so much energy, and she just seems like she puts on a happy front. Like, I'm gonna just be the life of the party. I'm gonna make everybody laugh, and she doesn't really get an opportunity to open up about who she is and how she's feeling because she's never been in a position to. So the friend of the show, she became the friend in real life. The cheerleader on the court was the cheerleader that I think she was for a lot of people, but particularly Porsha. So seeing her in this position, I felt like this was her opportunity to exhale and release and exhale. And I just felt for her because I know what it feels like to be in a relationship, friendship, and you feel like you can't really speak your truth, but you want to clear the air so hopefully you guys can get to a better place. And, I don't know if they will get to a better place. Of course, I don't wish breakups, fallouts on anybody. It's so hard and it's heartbreaking to see, but this was something she, definitely was at a breaking point and needed to get out.
Do you think Shamea?
The way it's going now, if she thinks she'll get into a better place with Porsha Williams, man, the way it's going, I highly doubt they'll be in a better place in the near future with Porsha Williams. I highly doubt that. It's going to be one of those fractured, broken relationships, as far as I'm concerned. Let's continue.
Is Porsha's lapdog?
Oh, yeah. I stand on that. And I said it. You'll see, I said it a couple of times, actually.
You said it already?
Okay,
yeah. You said
because it's just, I believe that's who she is because, again, when you don't speak your truth, what are you? If you, like I said, are barking up a tree and not being your own tree, we don't really know who you are. You're under someone else's shade. You're under someone else's genealogy, someone else's truth. She's been living under Porsha's shadow. And I just felt like that is the best word. People said it before me on this show. She was a lapdog. And I say it for myself now because that's what I've seen. For her to come for me about something that Porsha and I already spoke about is lapdog behavior. For her to run back a very innocent conversation back to Porsha and take it in any negative light is lapdog behavior. For her not to stand on business about what she shared with Angela and I and sulk in the moment and not stand and arrive is lapdog behavior. Yeah. And I know a couple puppies. And I have a couple dog treats. So I can identify. You know what I mean?
Girl, I can't.
So,
you are funny.
I'm just saying.
Do you have any dog treats in the studio?
Listen, I think it might be some remnants. I got to keep them on hand. Running into all kind of Delulus and animals and the zoo and the jungle all together.
Lord Jesus. So when you went to Nashville, right? I love that Angela invited you. You go in, and long story short, you saw in the episode that when Porsha came to the table and was giving Porsha gave y'all nothing. It was so, listen, I'll just be honest. It reminded me of like my days working on this show because I know those girls so well that when they would come to a dinner scene and give nothing, I'm like, what they mad at now? What happened? You learned that she found out that Dennis was filming with you and you left the trip early. You were like, I'm out of here. And then when you watched the episode, obviously you filmed the entire season so you knew what was going on. But I want to get your thoughts on this being a married woman, right? Albeit estranged, but still a married woman who was married for 10 years. When Porsha made that joke about, she better leave me alone if I fuck her husband, and you saw Shamea, Kelly, and Britt, laugh at it and not say anything. And the married women in that pool is Shamea and Britt.
Right. Mm-hmm.
As a married woman yourself, if you were in that pool with them and you heard Porsha make that joke, as y'all like getting buzzed, whatever, would you have done what the other girls did or would you have said something?
Listen, when Angela woke me up after she addressed the situation, because I was sleeping in my bunk bed comfortably, and when she woke me up to tell me what had happened, I was like, oh, no, we got to go outside. Who said it? And what did they say? I wanted to address it. And she was like, oh, I already addressed it. So for me, I obviously believe in the institution of marriage so much that I was like, even to the point where Angela has forgiven Porsha, I'm still feeling a way about it because I'm like, when you make those type of threats about someone's husband, that's not so easily forgivable to me. Filming with my, let's be clear, husband, for me, is where she crossed the line. I think husbands, marriage is sacred. You know, you go before witnesses, your family, your friends, and before God himself. I just think it sits a little different outside of just the shade. You know, if you want to talk about, I made this innocent comment about your kids, but you're talking about someone's husband, the father of her children, I think that's a new low for Porsha. And I would have definitely addressed it. And I don't think that I would have forgiven it so easily either.
I agree with Drew Sidora there. I think Porsha definitely crossed the line. She definitely crossed the line there for sure. I agree with you. I definitely would have addressed it head on instead of letting it slide. Let it slide and let it go away. Those kind of things that Porsha does, they don't go away like that. They don't go away that easily. Because once a woman like Porsha knows that she can get away with it, she'll do similar things over time, over and over again. So I definitely would have addressed it. Let's continue.
Mm-hmm. You think Angela forgave Porsha too easily?
Yeah, and I've told Angela that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, I believe in forgiveness, but I believe in people proving themselves in their apologies too. Because words are empty when you don't back it up with the action. So, you know, that's just my thought. But again, you know, that's Angela's fight. But I was definitely hurting for Angela, which is why I stayed even to be there for her. And we talked almost every day after that because I wanted to make sure mentally and emotionally she was okay.
You develop a great friendship, speaking of friendships, with Kenya.
Oh, yes.
You know, we saw, and it's interesting because we kind of saw the development of your friendship with Kenya over the course of the seasons. Yeah. And you were there, obviously, during the whole debacle at the hair salon. Mm-hmm. And I want to get your thoughts on this because there are rumors out there that you allegedly are the one who gave Kenya those photos of Britt.
Okay. I'm so very busy, aren't I? I mean, I am dating this person and Dennis, and now what did I go to Kinko's? Did I print them and download? Child, this is a lot. I'm tired. Like, this is a lot of just finger pointing and making Drew the scapegoat for other people's actions. Kenya has gone on record, which, by the way, I miss Kenya so much, because coming from last season into this season, she was like my only friend that I really built a genuine friendship with that I felt comfortable even to share, you know, my business with and my vulnerabilities with. So I do miss her. She and I talk often still. However, the issue is Kenya didn't tell anybody what she was up to. No one knew that Kenya was looking up Britt and trying to find things wherever she found them. But no, it was not me. I don't even know how to do that stuff. I've never seen Britt in anything online like that, although I've heard about it. But no.
You've heard about what?
I've heard about her having, like, you know, porn videos and you know, some of the girls have murmured, a lot of the girls have murmured things online, and she tried to scrub the internet and clean it up.
Prior to joining the show?
Prior to joining the show, and then obviously once this was, divulged, she tried to scrub it. Kenya said that on her confessional.
I want to say this to you. This is your best season. It's your best season because you and Angela, to me, came in not trying too hard, just like y'all kind of just eased in, you know what I'm saying, in two different directions. Mm-hmm. What you're giving this season is fantastic. And when you were interrogating Britt, me, the gays, the theys, the women, the men, we were all like, you are like an official meme.
Wow.
Right now. Because you were asking the right questions. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Britt in general? Do you think she is somebody you would be friends with?
Honestly, Britt, I just don't see it for her here. I think she's better maybe for like a rags to riches type show, but Housewives, nah. Nah. I think that, she she just doesn't want to live in her truth, as we see all these allegations around her husband and their marriage and then her and then, she's just not that girl. I think she's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I would never take that away from her. And I thought that we could, after our sit down. But no, it's a no for me. I think that she's just not a good fit for this circle of girls. I don't think she displays the integrity and the honesty and the truthfulness. And she just has a lot going on in her past. And her husband. Her and she. You know what I mean? Like, they just have a lot going on. And I just don't think that they are the most transparent. I think they throw a lot of stones and hide their hands. And she's just very argumentative. You know what I mean? Like, she just comes across very angry. I think that in the Kenya situation, threatening somebody with a weapon, like she did, I've never dealt with anything like that, coming to work and feeling like someone is just so calm and comfortable throwing around pistol and weapons and the threats that she did. And so I feel like, although I've said it time and time again, I don't agree with how Kenya handled it, I just feel like there needed to be a conversation, a reprimanding, so to speak, about that behavior.
Would you like to see Kenya return to the show?
Yes, so much so, I was inviting her to scenes with me. Like, girl, come on, girl, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, this is our real life, right? Because let's be honest, Carlos, like, yes, some people give me a hard time about my life, but I show my real life. Other people talk about their life. They talk about it. I literally show my life. So for me, if you're my friend, I'm like, why are you not coming with me? Like, come with me.
So basically, Sidora is saying, I talk the talk and walk the walk, while she claims others, they don't talk the talk, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. That's basically what she's saying in so many words. Let's continue.
Fighting for my friend, which is why I kept speaking up for her in her absence. I feel like she has and deserves a place here. And I just feel like, what happened to the days that we talk about it as grown women and sort out our differences? Like, why all the babysitting and the getting involved and erasing people from the group that really do deserve to be here?
You have been on the show for like, is it 5?
This is my 4th.
Okay, so now we're finished discussing the Sidora, Porsha Williams situation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into Porsha Williams. She claims she's dating ex-NBA star Ty Young. We're going to go into that right now. Let me just pull that up now. We're gonna get to that. Just hold on, folks. I'm actually going to pull that up right now. Just bear with me for a moment. Just bear with me for a moment, guys. Okay, so this is her here. She's actually going to address this right now. Just bear with me for a moment. She's going to address this. This is her right here discussing this with Carlos King. Again, she's going to discuss the rumors that she's dating WNBA star Ty Young. Listen up, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to ask you things, and I want you to answer them if you want to. When it comes to you and Ty, the way Ralph made it seem
Yeah.
like it was more than a friendship, that you guys could have been lovers intimately.
Mhm.
What do you have to say to that? Were you and Ty ever intimate, kiss?
Flirting, yes.
Okay.
A lot of flirting.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that there wasn't flirting. There was a lot of conversation. There was a lot of group hangouts. And for me, there were just certain things that I wasn't comfortable with, and not judging anybody for their sexual orientation. I just love my husband, you know?
Mhm.
And so there were certain levels. Now, I can't help if, you know, Ty felt differently or how she felt. I can't speak for her. But for me, I appreciated the friendship. I appreciated the conversation. I appreciated the fun. I appreciated, you know, the distraction from what I was going through. And so much so, I mean, she was around. We hung out publicly. So I wasn't worried about people seeing us or people, but I didn't know it was going to get to this extent to where he would say the reason why he wanted to divorce was because of Ty, because that wasn't actually true.
I'm going to be honest with you. When he said that was the reason, I'm just going to be honest with you. When Ralph said the reason why we're divorcing is because of Ty, I felt that Ralph wanted to find a reason to bring up Ty. And it goes back to what I saw a few episodes ago. I just felt like Ralph is determined to embarrass you. And he wanted that to come out the way it appeared. And what I will give you props on is when he said it, they did do a flashback of a scene you did film. And everything you're saying, listen, to your credit, everything you're saying to me, you said on camera, they aired that 6-second snippet.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I felt the intention was to embarrass you. Yeah. I've been around Ty before. She dated my friend Mimi Faust.
Yeah.
Ty is fine, and Ty could probably have me. I mean,
Listen.
I mean, Ty is like a couple of dudes I talk to, so you know what I'm saying?
Listen, let's not pretend.
She's a pretty motherfucker, no shade.
Yeah, and swagged out. And is a really good person. And I think that's why, even to this day, we're still friends. You know, I would never say, oh, she's not a good person, or minimize or, you know, extreme our friendship. It was just the intimidation that I feel Ralph felt, which I'm not going to say, you know, I can't speak for him, but I just feel like it was an intimidation there.
Yeah, I think Ralph, in my opinion, Ralph was intimidated. I'd say intimidated and jealous. I think Ralph was intimidated and jealous. I'll throw in the word jealous. I'll go as far as that. So I would say that as well. He definitely felt a certain way, and I'd say he felt threatened too. I'll go that far too. Jealous, and he felt threatened, obviously. So let's continue.
And I feel like he was looking and grabbing onto straws of the reason why he could depart this marriage. And for what I endured, listen, my parents were married for 60 years until my father passed away. So I grew up desiring marriage, wanting marriage, thought marriage was forever because I didn't know anything different. So the times that he asked for a divorce or I found out he was with other women, I didn't ever consider divorce. I didn't. I fought for my marriage. I fought for my kids. I fought for my family. And I just feel like he was always putting that word out there. And his behavior on the show, I felt like he showed the most toxic side of him. Because as you said, he's fine, he's nice, he's cool, he's charming.
And that's it. That's Sidora addressing claims she dated Ty Young. So that's it for that. She did a good job explaining everything in detail in that Carlos King interview with Porsha Williams and the Ty Young situation. She broke it down and she went into detail and said a lot of eye-opening things again. Not shocking, especially with Porsha Williams. Not really shocking because we know Porsha Williams' reputation already amongst the women on RHOA already. So not not too eye-opening, but not shocking at the same time. So, I mean, a lot of things to digest there, and a lot of things to just to look at from a different perspective. Um, but Drew broke it down nicely. She broke everything down nicely in the Carlos King interview. Nothing else to add to this. Hit the like and subscribe button for more entertainment news and celebrity gossip TV. Very good interview with Carlos King. Until next time, peace out.